All right, welcome. So this is going to be a Stormgate cast with me, Algorithmore. And this is a cast from a tournament that was played the two Goblin, two Cluckfests, which is the second Cluckfest tournament that's been run by Chicken Man and Apoptosis, also known as the Goblin King. And I was lucky enough to host this game for Auriel and NightMare, and it was a fun game, so I wanted to share it with you. And so maybe I'll start by introducing our players. As I mentioned already, the blue celestial here is Auriel, also known as Auriel Stormgate, who was a host of a tournament recently and is an active streamer, and I recommend checking him out on Twitch. And then up here in the top right, we're going to have the red Infernal player, NightMare, that I don't know as much about. I'm not sure if NightMare is a pro or semi-pro or just plays ladder or whatnot. But NightMare was also taking part in this tournament. And maybe all that I know about NightMare, and this is just an assumption, I think NightMare might be from Asia, as these two players asked me to host. I'm in North America, and they needed someone in a neutral area, so I think one is in Asia, and I'm pretty sure Auriel is from Europe. So that's about all I know about our players. We see an interesting strategy up here with the farm that is used for creeping being placed over here by the energy camp instead of by the speed camp. At least that's where I usually play it. And it looks like this is going to allow NightMare to do something interesting, which is to creep two camps at once. Something that I've been experimenting with myself with this same double vault opener. With your second pair of brutes, you can often have enough to take out another camp all by itself. So that was sort of an interesting play. Let's see what Auriel's doing over here. I think Auriel has also creeped this camp using the arc ship and the laser beam. And then we can see Auriel is following this is a strategy I think Auriel is well known for, which is to just expand. So he's already got 3 collection arrays, and he looks like he's got a second arc ship as well, and looks like another collection array. And do we even, yes, we have what are these creation chambers to allow him to produce units, but I actually don't even think that, I mean, his supply is at 9, they're now 12. So this is an incredibly greedy build by Auriel, and it looks like we might have a little bit of aggression. Actually, where is NightMare going here? Again, oh, it looks like he's just trying to be, again, pretty greedy with these creeping. Or maybe he's trying to find Auriel's units, but feels might as well keep this camp up here, and again, this one as well. What do we have coming? Rallying. We've got some more brutes, and a fiend just sort of having a little vacation. Ooh, we've got Auriel notices this and decides to push it back with his super laser. I can't remember what that's called. And well, NightMare still creeped it. I wonder if NightMare knows that Auriel is being so greedy, because it's a little strange for the arc ship to come out and be so aggressive like that, which honestly I'm not sure. I think Auriel was sort of just trying to push him away. And at this point, since Auriel's just been a bit creepy on the expand, oh, we might have our first engage here, and this could be the end of Auriel, because there's almost nothing here. We have 1 Argent, and we've got a strike node in the back, which actually has some really good, you know, walled in there. I think it's hard for all these melee units to try and get in there and do any real damage to that strike node. So this was probably smart of both players. It's smart of Auriel to put it there, and smart of NightMare to just think, no, I don't really want to do that. And again, another one here. Although this one, I guess NightMare thinks is a little bit more exposed. So NightMare's going to come in here and try and do some damage. And we got that one laser coming in, trying to do some defense. Again, no real units here. There was an Argent, but so there's the Argent there. And a couple Argents trying to look like find a place to hide in the back there. Low surface area is great against these melee units, against the Fiends that can't get this around, which of course allows them to do incredible DPS. But I mean, I think this might be, this is just a little too much. We got reinforcements, we got some more brutes coming in to reinforce here, and I really don't know. Well, oh, Auriel's put another sort of blocking building in there, although the strike node, it looks like, went down. So I don't know really what Auriel's going to be able to do to push this back. I mean, the only saving grace is Auriel has these extra bases around the map. Oh, and a couple more Argents popped out. We got 3 Argents popped out. And, oh, and surrounded by brutes. That's not great micro there. Again, it's not looking great. I mean, it's last gasp because he... Oh, and we get another laser beam. There's a cooldown. And we get another opportunity to hopefully get some DPS on these infernal units from NightMare to let Auriel live even just a moment longer. Popped out some Argents just as that creation chamber was going down, and now we get the effigy from NightMare, which is going to allow his units to regenerate some white health. But we have the Argent that's taking out the effigy, which only has 5 hit points when it is not summoned on Shroud. What do we have going on here? We have one Fiend over here as well, making some trouble in the main, although an Argent pops out and we'll be able to deal with that no problem. And it looks like we've just got 4 Fiends running around. Now this is definitely a loss for Auriel, but Auriel doesn't feel like the game is necessarily a full loss yet. Again, probably because he has so many expansions already that he's still got an income. He's not, you know, he's got the opportunity to respond. And it looks like he's got to respond on the way. These Legion halls here are used to, yes, produce Archangels. And it looks like he's got one coming out of each, and he's now... This seems like this is what Auriel was waiting for, hoping he could get a couple Archangels out, and truthfully, they should be able to deal with these teams. Sure enough, they deal with those few Fiends, and at least this Archangel here is able to clear out that Brute, and we're watching them chase those Fiends away to the speed camp, which has now regenerated. Now what we also can see here, we've got some of these Shadow Flyers on their way back, but they're kind of going the wrong direction. Auriel has decided to send one. Oh, and we have an opportunity here. They fly right past each other. So these Shadow Flyers are going to come, it looks like, just do some... Oh, they took it. That was a very low collection array. And that looked like that was just a strategic attempt to take them out. Now these other Shadow Flyers are coming too. Let's see. Oh, and... Oh, we missed a drop there. And... No. Okay, so we had one Archangel up here. Looks like from the blood stain up there. Got some imps. This other Archangel looks like moved away. Did he take any damage from those? Yes, took some damage from the Shadow Flyers and is just retreating. What about our other Archangel? No, just a little bit of damage, probably from a Shroud Stone or something. Ooh, and we have 2 more on our way out. Fresh ones, while the other ones are going back. Now, oh, it looks like this one's decided hasn't taken too much damage. And now it looks like Auriel's chance to do a little bit of damage to respond. Ooh, that was a good hit there. Several imps went down, although there was a good split before the drop from NightMare to prevent it. And oh, that was a pretty good one. Six or so imps. Looks like you can splat with one of those, maybe more if you get lucky. And it's hard to track them all. They're all flying about here. But it looks like here NightMare is ready. Oh no, he's going to creep the health cap just to get a buff. Thought maybe he was going to try and march back. It'd be very frustrating to deal with this Archangel harass, and sometimes you just want to turn around and ooh, and another one. And And no, he's gonna. Ooh, here comes the Magmadon. Maybe try and clear this out. It cleared out the Shroud, the Fell Hogs, and the Magmadon. That's a strange. Is that preventing him from jumping back up? I'm not sure how that works actually. It looked like it could have been a graphics error of some kind, but got that Archangel. This Archangel goes out and gets the healing plant, but yes, fly back into the air. Although these Shadow Flyers, yeah, that was sort of a no-win situation for that Archangel. Do we have any more out on the map? No, we've got this Magmadon marching around here. It looks like the Shroud Stone went down here, but again, re-upped, not mining the Therium just yet. Same thing here, maybe needs some Luminite to get more imps out. But deciding to creep the Luminite camp, which might help with that. And looks like Auriel is committed to this. We have one Archangel just doing some guardianship over this choke here, while this other Archangel looks like is heading out to... Oh, let's just squash that imp, yes. And, ooh. We got the Purify going down to, I believe... Oh, and the Shadow Flyers take him out anyways. More Shadow Flyers into the base. Remember, they can do some serious damage. They hit some... that hit a bunch of the prisms that were hidden behind this Arc ship, which is now an Arc Fortress. And we have another harass. It seems constant, the harass that's going down here. Although as this is going down, it looks like NightMare is also still managing to keep an army going. More Shadow Flyers. More Shadow Flyers. And, oh, he went down, but with a nice splat. And here we have another encounter. We have 3 more Archangels here with some Argent support. But this is against a larger army from NightMare. You see the Infest going down. Now these Archangels do these big line attacks. You want to make sure you get out of that AoE or you're going to be taking some serious damage, especially if you're a little bit of a squishier unit like a Gaunt or a Fiend. And of course they can take back to the air to get that greater movement speed and get back into their harass. And this one's, boom, right back into the mineral line. We've got, it looks like trying to take out this third base over here as well. 2 of them now just repeating their attack, getting that Purify down, which I think is going to do some healing, but also raise their power, which I think allows them to maintain their powered up form, which allows them to do that AoE damage. Now we've got just straight up, looks like battle in the back end here of NightMare's second base. This is natural expansion, and again another hit. That one looked like we might have taken out some Fiends or Gaunts with it, and I don't know how this is going to go. Those Brutes are doing some tanking. There's only a few Gaunts in the back there, and those Archangels can be really tanky, but you don't really want to lose them in these head-to-head battles. Oh, and another Archangel comes in and goes for the Imps instead of going for those Gaunts, those juicy Gaunts in the back. And we now have a Magmadon coming in here, trying to put some stomps on these Archangels. And then the Archangels turn on the Magmadon. I don't know who's going to win that fight, but the Magmadon is gone down. Okay. Now we have some Imps joining the battle. We've got the Summon of the Shroud Stone. So a pretty heavy pushback from NightMare here. And it looks like Auriel is deciding, okay, this push into the back of the Natural is getting a little too expensive. Let's see what I can get away with. Although a surround on one of the Argents takes out the Argent. And we now have Auriel in retreat, although this particular Archangel looks like might be heading back out. Now Auriel's been doing some heavy harass and an attack there, but we do see a slowing of Auriel's expansion at the beginning of the game. I say that as it looks like Auriel is thinking the same thing and is on his way out to start another base out here. Maybe move his central location. He's trying to get some ore. Maybe that's because, yes, we see that he's mined out of his ore, and it looks like that means he's very ore starved and he needs to get more ore. Or, I imagine, I don't play Celestial, but I mean, these Archangels look like they're very ore expensive. You're going to need that Therium. And in the meantime, he's going to use that Luminite to help expand his base over here and make sure he can build up that ore to re-engage with NightMare. Now, with that said, NightMare, I think, is taking the time also to expand out again. In this case, is expanding out to this third, which I think on this map is the best third, especially for Infernal. That is what I do play. It's easier to defend, and it comes with the ore. It's easier to defend because you can break down these trees that you see back here, and then you can kind of move your army back between these 2 points a little bit easier as well. What do we have here? Another Archangel, probably looking for some harass, although these Shadow Flyers have been patrolling back and forth for a while, looking for ways to stop that harass. And then here we have, it looks like an Archangel coming in again to try and deny that third. You can see these Shadow Flyers flying throughout the map, trying to patrol around and stop this type of harass. Now we've got 2 more coming to join the fray. Do we have a response coming in? It looks like NightMare is occupied down at this Therium camp, and now a bunch of Argents are going to join this attack. We've now got 4 Archangels on the map. A small amount of NightMare's units are going to come in and try to deal with this, although these charged up Archangels with this area of attack, look at them just wipe through these units. A Magmadon tries to come in, but Magmadon also runs away, saying, I don't know if I want to deal with all 3 of those at once. 2 Magmadons now. Oh, from the back now, we do have some Gaunts coming in, although a little bit too late. These Argents and these Archangels are just doing work on this third base. Now they're going to decide, let's try and push right back into that second. Or maybe they're a little hesitant. They see those Shroud Stones. One of these is a upgraded Shroud Stone, and this one has the cooling aura on it. Actually, it's upgrading right now. It's in the process. What that's going to do, instead of the point attack that the Shroud Stone normally does, it's going to create a slowing effect on units as well as do a damage over time to anyone in the field, which is actually a pretty good upgrade. It's good to have 1 or 2 of those, especially in say matchups against faster units. All right, and now we got a pretty good combat here. Those Magmadons are trying to focus down that Archangel. The Argents in the back trying to just push them away, and it looks like they're going to decide that wasn't exactly a fair trade, and they're going to march back to their base, trying to push this army of Auriel off of NightMare's side of the map. Now, Auriel is sending those Archangels back. It's likely to get some of that healing so that they can come back and be a more effective unit, as well as maybe getting them some power as well. These Argents still out on the map, and these Magmadons, oh, those Magmadons versus those Argents, that doesn't look like a very good battle. I'm not really sure who can win that. Depends a little bit how much hit points. Oh, these are low mags. They did not want to get into that battle. Instead, these Argents look like going to maybe do a little creeping, something that Auriel hasn't been doing a lot this game so far. Auriel expanded heavily at the front end. Looked like these Shadow Flyers trying to find some prisms or collection arrays. Though they, oh yeah, they take out those prisms there. Auriel's army rallying up here, mostly Argents, more Argents here, rallying from all over the map. Although these Magmadons getting a pretty good engage here. The stuns going down on the Argents, causing it so they cannot flee, and then the fiends that came from the infested Argents just allowing to clean them at the end. Now Auriel, ooh, we just missed that, but I could tell by the screaming explosions there that there were some flame imps that just came in to push that back. We get a Archangel doing a death blow on those imps, diving in, but then doing a sort of kamikaze attack. And we now have that army from Auriel cleaned up. That, I think that trade was not quite what Auriel was looking for. And another engage coming in here. Look at all those speed boosted fiends finding the surround. Oh, and then the speedy Magmadons coming in with a very heavy stomp. It looks like all of the Argents are gone. We just have these 4 Archangels. 5, another one coming in, fighting, and it looks like these heavy Mags are saying, I don't want to do that. We did our business. And the Infest. I didn't notice they were so low. The Infest was all that was needed to put those very weak units down. And now with the stun, oh, maybe that's what we're seeing there. Is the stun is preventing them from leaping into the air, and those Archangels go down. Another one coming in here, but I think these reinforcements here are going to be needed back at home, as NightMare is just pushing all the way down. These 5 Mags are hungry. They've tasted the Argent blood, and they've tasted the Archangel blood, and they're coming down to finish the job. They're at least here in the 4th base, and we see a small Argent contingent, but no, this rally, they're misrallied. Oh no, they're going to get... Oh, before they knew what was happening to them, they were chomped down. An Archangel come diving into stomping. That's very brave, and I would never say Archangels are not brave, but diving into stomping Magmadons seems like certainly another suicide attack. Although this very brave Archangel is chasing these Mags down, saying, I will chase you all the way back to your base. And we've got... Oh, that's it. Oh, no. The stomp comes down, which gets... And this... Oh. Wow. The stomp with the stun effect, stunning that Archangel so it could not finish off the Magmadon and getting the kill. Pretty good microbite NightMare to just send that one back. Again, it looks like we've just got these constant back and forth Archangel harass. But these Shroud Stones now make it a little easier. And this is a good one, it looks like, to do some dive bombing in, but there are so many imps there. I feel that maybe NightMare, one way NightMare has handled this, no imps in this base, is to just overproduce those imps. Make sure that you're oh, and this base is also mined out. This is not looking good for NightMare, although he's just sort of started mining this base. This was a new one that he's formed. And he still has this base. Oh, it looks like this base, which has been denied a number of times. He's doing a double expand over here. Again, the same is true for our Celestial player, Auriel. Mined out his aura a while ago, as we mentioned. And it looks like that last Shadow Flyer attack that took out those prisms do not seem to have been replaced. At least I cannot see. Oh, here they are. They're back mining these patches with this arc ship over here. Again, good strategy. Mine these further back ones. They're a little bit safer if you can just fly your arc ship over there. These prisms mine things out very quickly. We've got another Archangel coming in here. Ooh, but we're getting good splits now. It looks like NightMare has just seen this move enough times that he knows, okay, when I see the little blue dot coming in on the mini-map. Oh, and another Lost Archangel, not great. I'm just going to split my imps. Okay, that one, it didn't look like he saw that one. But 3 Shroud Stones now. Taking a lot of damage for that harass. Down to about 1/3 of his health. We now have some Fiends that are just trying to do a scout maybe, or a little harass. Here we have our Archangels healing up. It looks like they're just scouting Fiends, trying to check, hey, do we have bases out here? Should I be attacking? What do we have here? A little sneaky army. Sneaky army coming down the back path. Now this is very useful. Well, I was about to say this is useful because you can sneak past. This tower has not been taken. Auriel's not going to see this coming. Meanwhile, another attack. So many Shroud Stones here ready for that. And some Flame Imps. That's what those Flame Imps are for, to get those Archangels afterwards. I was going to say you can walk past this tower and not let your opponent know that you're on your way, but NightMare decided I'm going to take these towers, and sometimes that's a good idea too. It's good to have one of these healing camps. You get an advantage to have it over your opponent, especially if they do not have theirs. Also keep in mind that as these camps go throughout a long game like this and you take them over and over again, the benefit that they give you increases. I'm not exactly sure of the numbers on that, but I'm pretty sure that that's how it works. So having a healing camp late stage like this is quite good. Now we have some armies crossing over each other. It looks like NightMare saw this, and while the Archangels are defending over there, we've got our armies clashing over here with a lot of Argents. Well, it looks like these mags, they're speedy mags. You can see how fast they're walking now, which is good because they can get away from these Argents. I think they decided, nope, now is not the time. I think there was a harass over here, and they're just marching back. Wonder what the strategy is there. Maybe we're just regrouping. Looks like grabbing some gaunts to go. Looks like taking some more creeps as well. Okay, we've got another arc. Uh-oh. The Shadow Flyers say, please stay away. We've got another one here. And, ooh, again, some more good imp skills. Doing damage to the economy is always good, but at some point you gotta have an army to destroy the base. And I think that's partly what Auriel is going for down here. Is Auriel is thinking, if I can keep these Archangels alive in my harass and build a big enough ball of these Argents, I'm going to be able to do a final push and finish it. Maybe that's what we're seeing here with 5 Archangels and a nice little ball of Argents here. And we've got one Meg just goes down, and when we see massive, here we have them all going down right into the center. And we see some Nightfall Infestation going down, which gives the infest on some of these units. And we see Megs. The Megs are pulling back from this area effect damage again. And we have these, looks like this attack by Auriel is looking really good, denying this, what is this, 6th base here. Well, but the Magmadon, and we got that effect that brings Shroud to the entire map. This looks like a pushback from NightMare. We've got all these Megs coming into these Argents. The Stomp is over now, but they got a lot of good area of effect. And a Dragon, the Dragon with his Dragon Breath infesting these units. These Argents, unfortunately, without their support from those Archangels, are not very strong against what they're facing. These Fiends can just get on top of them, get a surround on them, and these Magmadons, they just love to walk through a big old ball of Argents. And that's what I'm talking about, that surround on those Argents. One of those Mags with the Stomp and the Dragon just breathing down on top. We have an overwhelming swarm of Fiends now. We've got, looks like some Argents in the back. We're trying to manage the rally, chase some of these Gaunts back. Little bit of micro, although this swarm of Fiends are going to come upon them. There's only so far you're going to be able to get the Dragon breathing down the infest on them, and sure enough, they're being trapped into this trapped up against the trees here. This last one being chased into the Shroud. I really think that attack was Auriel's chance, and luckily for Auriel, we see our Infernal player NightMare going back to fight some creeps. This might give Auriel the chance, the opportunity, although doing that strategy of creeping more than one camp at a time. Again, I think this is just a strategy of making sure I have these camps. Did he capture the camp though? He didn't actually capture it. If you capture these camps, you have that little sort of buff on all of your units. It's sort of a just general buff that hopefully gives you a boost over your opponent, in those final battles. And remember, in this game, there's a defender's advantage. We saw that at the beginning. Auriel defended very well. Okay, so I think he noticed, okay, I need to go capture it if I want the boost. Go get the capture. This is going to give you a direct boost if you stand inside the aura. That's what you see, this sort of little blue swirlies around our units. That's going to give you a speed boost for, I believe it's 20 seconds after you leave the aura. But even after that, you get this general boost that all of your units get, even when they're not at the tower. Okay, yeah, so you see, this is what NightMare is doing. Go sort of soak in it, make sure every unit's got one of these little blue circles around it. Oh, and we're getting some Magmadons put in a drop. What are these harbingers? They're the drop units. Look like he picked up all the mags. Okay, this is interesting. I wonder what he's gonna do. Maybe he's going for a little mag drop as an Infernals version of the Archangels. Get a little payback. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Now, of course, this army is out supplying Auriel by a lot, so there's not going to be a lot here, and there's not much for Auriel's units to do against the siege of fiends and brutes and gaunts, and looks like the mags get dropped down. Maybe they're just doing a celebration dance there because that army was already wiped out. And we now see a really devastating army in Auriel's base here. I don't see how, yeah, that Archangel went down quick. There's really not much else we're going to see here other than his buildings going down. But this is a real fun and interesting battle from Auriel. NightMare was just able to outlast that somewhat devastating harass from the Archangels to keep it together and win this game. Now again, I just wanted to say thank you for joining me in this game. This was from the Cluckfest tournament that I mentioned, the second Cluckfest tournament, and I encourage you to check that out on Apoptosis's website or Chicken Man's on YouTube and on Twitch, and there will be further Cluckfest tournaments in the future. So thanks a lot for watching with me, and stay tuned for more Stormgate content.